Morning everyone. Today I want to talk to you about my journey of a serial entrepreneur weekly episode, and it's a very wet Monday morning. It's been chucking it down. It's still raining a little bit. It keeps kind of coming on and off. It's actually not too bad actually. I was looking out the window this morning thinking, oh man, I really don't want to run today, but I'm actually out today. It's not too bad. It's a slower run today. I did a 12-mile run yesterday in my barefoot running attire and running footwear, sorry, and a little bit of a chafing issue without going into too much detail, but I'll probably talk about this on Tuesday when I talk about running and what you can do to avoid chafing in the future. It's my mistake, I've chafed, but there you go. I digress. So Mondays are diary of a serial entrepreneur, or weekly updates in terms of what's going on in my businesses, the ups, the downs, the story. Hopefully, obviously give you some insight into kind of what it's like, and hopefully help you along your way. So, what's happened this week then? Well, let's start from the top to bottom. So the block of flats that we're selling hit a pretty major stumbling block. Hopefully, we're over that now. The stumbling block was around the buyer trying to buy it creatively. I've looked into this a bit more. You can do this type of stuff a bit more in the commercial world than you can in the residential now. And he's basically buying it on a back-to-back side of things. So he's getting bridging lending, and then he's trying to get a higher valuation and to then purchase it through his traditional funding, but doing it on the same day. So it's pretty creative stuff. But the downside to me would have been if the asset was held in my personal name. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if it was in my personal name, obviously the inflated sale price would have had an impact on me on capital gains. Now, obviously, there will potentially be a capital gain associated with the company, but the objective is to, I think the company has to be included in a share transfer side of things throughout this process to maintain control. But what we're doing is, transferring the shares of the new SPV into the new company, of which he's buying the property, the building with, and then ultimately relinquishing our shares and directorships to the new owners. So it's transferring ownership to the guy. So the capital gain will go with our resignation. There's no PGs or anything associated with it. So a little bit of Oh, morning. How you doing? See ya. Big crowd out, dog walking today. But, so took a little bit of legally unravelling. I think we've kind of got to our solicitor was kind of representing us was quite against the process, but they're taking some advice on this. I think there's a logical way forward where it doesn't have any negative bearing on me. So hopefully we've overcome that. So that's proceeding as it stands. Things change all the time, so we will see. The portfolio sale, so the stuff that we're selling that is, when I talked about the scattergun approach, the stuff that is outside the 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour radius from where I live, all that stuff is being sold in hopefully the most tax efficient fashion to start paying down some of the debt of the stuff we want to keep. So that's still underway. I think I told you we had a cash offer for 3 properties, which is good, and that's seems to be progressing at the moment. There is a little bit of a curveball on this, which I'll talk to you about in a minute when I get onto some of the other businesses, because there's a little bit of intercompany impact on one company to the other here, which I'll explain in more detail when I get to it. So portfolio sales seems to be going well. The property business, we're still ticking off the last few sticky little issues on the rental uplift, HMO exit plan, council tax liability transfer. But what I've managed to do is I spent a lot of time in the last week on the goal side of things, and I think I said it was the first quarter really for a lot of these businesses. We didn't have the kind of goal structure to give us the clarity of how we're progressing. So spent a lot of hours this week setting all that up in Asana. I now have a complete overview and reporting capability, seeing where we're up to on each of our different projects, who's working on which, workloads of the individuals, and it's a really cool place to be because finally it just takes away a lot of the stress and the overwhelm of worrying about people and what they're doing and that side of things. So I can now watch from afar and jump in and help where needed without having to drop into that dreadful state of micromanagement. So that's really, really good. And as part of that, we've got a pretty clear plan with the property business. There's a couple of people in the property business who are doing roles that they don't necessarily enjoy. So I've started the recruitment process to bring in people that hopefully will enjoy those roles, so we can move my loyal people that have been part of my team for so long into positions where they actually enjoy and have a zest for the work, which is so, so important. So that's kind of underway at this moment in time. The next thing is kind of Runpreneur and the social media agency development. Had some really cool results. The Facebook group application process is working wonders. I think I spoke to you on a previous episode about some groups allowing you to share content and others not. And my workaround for that is to have a cycle of groups that will allow me to share into them and have a cycle of groups that won't. And I re-upload manually into the groups that won't allow me to share, just one a day. And the ones that do, I have on a 4-weekly cycle with 4 different pieces of content for each different topic that are going out every day. So the impact of that is I have several videos now that have reached over 2,000 views, multiple that are over 1,000. So it's really, some of the groups, you get into some good groups, it gives you huge amplification. Morning. Huge amplification of reach, which is phenomenal. So that's going really well. Loads more engagement now, loads more in different platforms. LinkedIn's starting to build traction now. I want to focus on YouTube at some point, but there's just so much work to be done on that. So that might be a couple of weeks away before I get to that stage. So that's really exciting. The marketing team have had their roles more clearly defined, so they know about the importance of starting to build the funnels for the different businesses. What's involved in that? And Runpreneur, as the blog, I'm going into a printing shop today to get loads of promotional running gear printed up, and I think it's starting to see this. It's proven to me now that there are enough people that want to see it. I thought it could have crashed and burned, or it could have done well. It's doing better than I thought, so it's given me the confidence now to start getting the brand out there a bit more. So first and foremost, I'm going to get some promotional running attire. So that's raincoats as we come into winter, running t-shirts, running vests, running buffs as well, all logoed up. I'm also going to get a couple of hoodies and a couple of standard t-shirts branded up as well, so that when I'm working, just in general, I can be branded up. And I learned this from Rob Moore with his disruptive brand. But I'm not going to make it overbearing on your face, but I think it's definitely got its place, and I'm proud of what I'm building here, so I would have a problem wearing it. Hopefully some other people will wear it as well at some point. but yes, that's something that we're working on at the moment, which is exciting. I got asked to be a podcast guest on Josh Keegan's podcast in a couple of weeks, so I want to be branded up for that. So I might look a bit weird all branded up on it, but regardless, I'm going to do it anyway. And exciting because eventually I'll probably want to be collaborating with people that have got my target market and doing more kind of interviews and interviewing others and stuff on a weekly basis. So as the blog evolves, I'll probably have a weekly chunk that I'll designate to just interviews and collaborations and that side of things. And hopefully that will be quite cool and a way to amplify my reach to a bigger audience. So I also mapped out all the margins for the social media agency once it gets launched at the back end of the year. There's still a load of work to be done before that, so I'm not going too much into that. I just had to put a bit of planning in place and run a few numbers just to see whether it is financially viable for me to do and to make it financially viable to the market. So that's exciting. So onto Property Empire. Well, I think I talked to you about our new ability, we partnered with a guy called Challen Smith on our new deal packaging process, because he's got ties with a government agency who've got, huge sums of money, and they want more properties to rent to their clients. So the benefit of that is 10 years guaranteed rent on an HMO level return. So hugely, and it's the passive you're going to get from HMOs. I talked to you about my 2+2 model, which is something we'll still continue to pursue in the background, but this window of opportunity working with a government agency might only be 18 months to 2 years. So we're full steam ahead of that. We've sold our first deal at £6,000, which is really cool. And we've got some serious players interested moving forwards. An interesting niche that we've kind of stumbled across is, sports professionals that are looking for their secure their future. Seems to be a lot of interest in that market, and kind of reality star celebrities seem to be quite interested through third parties that we've kind of connected with from the stuff we're posting on content on social media. So this stuff works and you get your message out there. So we've got a massive target by the mid to end of August to do 20 deals. We've done one, but we've got kind of 4 or 5 bubbling away in the background. I've got a new virtual assistant starting hopefully this week to take on the administrative side of the deal progression, which is really exciting. And once we get that automated, the sourcing process will be pretty much fully automated. We'll just need one of the directors to kind of cast their eye over the properties that meet the criteria. So that's really exciting. So could be some really cool wins there. This links to the profit process in terms of what I'm doing with Josh Keegan on his just got a little bit of crampage in my car, so did a 12-mile run yesterday, so I've got to take it really easy, so I'm slowing right down. So profit process was it's an amazing course, really enjoying it. And one of the key take homes is, when you match your income sources with the related fixed costs. So your variable income should be linked or married up with your variable cost or cost of sale. So if you've got stuff like deal packaging, we should try and bring people in on commission basis. So that's what I'm looking to do with the virtual assistant, to match it up. So that means if this pipeline of income stops, we're not hit with a significant overhead burden we have to service. And the fixed income, so the more sustainable stuff like rental income, subscription income, you marry up your fixed costs, so you can afford to bring people in on fixed wages for that, because the variance in income is relatively small based on how long term and secure you have your subscriptions and contracts in place. So that was a really, really cool take home. So it's changing the way that I'm recruiting for this deal packaging opportunity. And how it links to my property business, I've got a few properties up in the north that fit the criteria for this government agency. So rather than sell them, I may hold them and get them out on a lease for 10 years. So we're just looking at the numbers at the moment to see whether it's viable for me to do that or not, based on the refurbishment and stuff that I'd have to invest into the properties. But exciting. So it's amazing how things kind of interlink, which is really good. Coaching clients, we lost a coaching client. On the upside, the organic funnels we've put in place for our social media profiles, predominantly Facebook and the Facebook group, I think we've had something scandalous like maybe 10 sales calls being booked in the last week and a half. So, Jack, business partner, is previously converting at kind of 60%. So there could be another 6 coaching clients that are being progressed at the moment and nurtured, which is exciting. So interesting stat that I picked up on was somebody stated that with mentorships and coaching and things, you generally lose 30% of your clients within the first 90 days. And funnily enough, we're actually kind of mimicking that as well at the moment. But understanding that allows you to forecast and plan a little bit better. So that's quite cool. So understand that now, and obviously we've got a pipeline of new leads coming in. So hopefully expect to have some sales in this week, which would be pretty cool. So that's happening there. I think that's pretty much Instagram. 1,000 followers in 30-day challenge. I think we're on maybe day 12 or something along those lines. And I'm up to just shy of 400. So I'm on track. I need to do focus hard on that this week at some point to try and drive it up, because I'm adamant I'm going to get to my 1,000 followers in those 30 days. And the benefit of it is, though, I know the hacking algorithm to kind of exponentially grow that. So I'll be implementing that into the daily activity for the marketing team to try and increase my reach. So that's pretty much it. Any down points for the past week? Got a tenant we're trying to evict. Hasn't paid his rent for a long time. He lives in CAB, Citizen Advice Bureau, so he's playing every card he possibly can to live rent free. He's quite an aggressive character as well with some of the teams, so we have to manage this carefully, working with police and stuff on that as well. So that's, I suppose, the negative, but you know what, this happens, and with you're going to get people like that. I mean, we work with a more challenging tenant demographic, and I think our run rate is 1 in 15 turns out to be a bad one. But even the bad ones, we've got process and systems in place to deal with them effectively. But occasionally you will get somebody who is a bit more challenging than the previous. So I'm just thinking about this calf injury. Hopefully it's not a bad one. Hopefully it's just cramp, so I'll roll it when I get back. But all this running I'm doing barefoot style, hopefully it's not going to take its toll. So I might have to do some really, really slow stuff this week just to keep the calf ticking over. But yeah, anyway, I digress. So that's pretty much it for me this week. I hope you found this useful. It seems like everything's going positive and the world is a rosy place. Well, I wouldn't say it is. It's all potential at the moment with what we're doing. Nothing seems to be turning into real money at this moment in time, or has been fully completed. But yeah, I suppose the grand scheme of things, it's been a very positive week. But you've got to, the key is not to get distracted and to focus on ensuring that we channel this opportunity into reality, and that's what my focus is. I learned a really cool thing this week as well, is that if you any new opportunity presents itself, if you cannot drop it in to your existing distribution channel, walk away. And I think that's a really cool thing, and that's what I've been incredibly guilty of in the past. The ability to drop into your existing distribution channel is a great way of determining whether something's a good fit for your new business. So I'll leave that message with you. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me today. Hope you found it useful. As always, any comments, questions, fire them at me. I'm guaranteed to respond to all of them. Any bigger topics, I will respond in a separate blog episode. If you can like and share it if you think it's good value, it'd be really cool. Really appreciate that. Subscribe if you're seeing this on a different channel. And yeah, as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you on the next episode.